Hello clarinet fans, I'm Kathy Williams-DeVries of Brisbane, Australia, and being recently unemployed with a lot of time on my hands, I thought wouldn't it be great for somebody to actually do 72 mini masterclasses on the Etudes. So here I am. So let's start from the beginning, and the very first etude of the 40 etudes, because of course you also wrote the 32. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my interpretation of the etude, any tips that may help you, and general bric-a-brac here and there. Now this etude I actually use as part of my long tone legato warm-up, especially for its large leaps. And a very good teacher from Brisbane, Australia, actually put the idea onto me, put me onto the idea that this would be a very good long tone warm-up. And I know it says 76 allegretto cantabile, but he recommends take it even slower, so that you really work on your legato, your breath support. And I find if you have an open throat and a relaxed jaw, it comes out a lot easier. So it's a combination of good air support, open throat and relaxed jaw, as well as very, very soft fingers. So he recommended it. But I mean, the speed that they recommended it is 76. Personally, I think that's a little bit too fast, so that you'd be looking at which I think takes away from its legato, long tone, wide leap intention, so that you'd be going and yeah, I'd take it slower than that. I mean, if you're performing it as a piece, you'd probably take it that fast. But for its legato qualities, I would take it that little bit slower. And you'll notice I have trouble going from the C to the B. So I'd recommend playing that really slow. And what I recommend is that you place extra support on the lower note C, and then make sure the jaw's relaxed so that the high notes don't pop out. Because if you have a tight jaw, the notes tend to pop out a little bit. You want a really open throat. They don't deliberately try and open your throat, but just think of being relaxed, and with the emphasis on the lower note. So emphasis on the lower notes, and also be aware of the melodic line, because if you take out the lower note, so be aware that there is a melody line here, and you want to accentuate, you want to make sure that that's heard. So especially especially in the E, you want it to really want the E to lead to the F. And then in the next lot, so you've got F chord, C chord, C chord again, there's a real harmonic progression. Before then, but it keeps going. And again, be aware of a line. So because we're then about to modulate into E minor, which is 3 on the C major scale, but we've been moving towards E minor. So and everything points to that, because you're hearing, once you go, of course that's the so now we're E minor, which is the relative minor of G major, which of course is the dominant. So and also be aware that it leads on. But I mean, enough of the key changes. You can really make note of that. But again, you've got these now you're in the shallow register. Really make use of that richness. And again, when you're now the next bits, they're almost introspective, but they're leading you back to the main key. And they're quite introspective because they appear as sort of little 2-bar fragments with rests in between. Again, make use of that richness. Rubato in here as well. You'll see that when I play it all the way through, but and I rubato there so that I can then breathe. And again with the G to D, make sure that the G is very much supported so that the D doesn't sort of stick out. So, because it could, whereas what I find a bit odd in my edition, which is the Fisher, is that there's a diminuendo poco writ before the tempo, which I find a little bit strange, because you're going back to a forte, and then the rest of the piece is basically the beginning again, though it is a little bit introspective. And let me briefly go on about soft fingers. What I mean by that is it's very tempting to really slap the fingers down. Brief tip: bring the fingers up and slowly bring them down, and that'll but let me just let me play it all the way through for you.